Right, good morning and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am the average golfer, and today we're going to discuss something that I'm sure you can all relate to. It's how golf YouTube tips, whilst very helpful, can also be very detrimental. Because trust me, it's not all sunshine and birdies out there with advice on the internet. So in recent years, I've been using golf YouTube tips to help my game, and with a great deal of success, until recently, when I encountered a problem that could also be having a huge negative impact on your game as well as mine. So unless you've been hiding under a rock for the past 5 years, you'll realise there's been a huge explosion of golf content on YouTube from professional golfers, coaches, even the average golfer is posting tips and drills on how it can improve and help your game, all kinds of promises. And to be honest with you, there's some amazing content out there. However, it does come with some serious consequences. Now, I'm a huge fan of tips on YouTube for a number of reasons. And the first reason being, if you can't afford to pay for professional lessons, and obviously it's easy access, it's free of charge, and you get an instruction from leading golf professionals out in the industry. Who doesn't like something for free? And there's no doubt these can very much help with some basic issues. The second reason being is that often a lot of the instruction makes practice a whole lot more fun, a whole lot more engaging. It is an opportunity for you to self-diagnose to a point, which can be one of the issues maybe, but you can come to the driving range, start trying to implement something you've seen on a YouTube tip, and straight away see if it has a positive or negative impact on your own personal swing. And I must admit, over the last year, there's been a lot of positive impact. So in many ways, golf YouTube tips have been an absolute lifesaver for my own game, and I've seen significant improvement, but there is a catch. The problem is this: too many tips and too many drills. I've ended up with so many different swing thoughts in my head that I've become paralyzed by technique. It's like I'm trying to juggle too many things at once, and instead of improving, I've actually been in danger of causing more problems than providing solutions. With so many moving parts, the swing has become far less fluid and more mechanical as I try to replicate some of the techniques that are filling up my headspace. And you see, on top of that, I can't even remember which drill or tip it is that actually worked for me. It's like trying to follow a recipe without remembering the key ingredients. You see, the thing is, it's like I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. Every time I switch up into a new tip or drill, I forget what was actually working for me in the first place. So the problem is this: you switch up from drill to drill, and you effectively don't get consistent with one drill. You're bouncing back and forth, you've got no consistency whatsoever. Instead of learning to deal with one tip at a time, mastering that element, and then moving on and trying to progress. It's a huge error that I know I've made, and I've got a funny feeling many others will be doing the same. Oh, that was a slow response, wasn't it? We've managed to miss the green even with practicing all our YouTube golf tips. And I say all because there is an abundance. It's almost overwhelming, and that seems to be the problem. We are focusing on too many elements of our game, or at least I am, and I think you may be guilty as well, of trying to fix everything instead of narrowing in the problems and really trying to work on one efficient drill, nailing it down and getting it right. So there's a lot of problems there in terms of YouTube golf tips, but there's also a huge amount of positivity. So what I want to know, and there's a very simple question up on screen for you now: do you find golf YouTube tips have been helpful for your game? And I just want you to answer yes or no in the comment section down below. So for me, the answer would be simple: yes, they've been very effective. They've helped my game, but I've also got to realize what the problems are. And like I said, overcomplicating things, much like on the golf course, we've spent a lot of time focusing on narrowing down choice of clubs that we use to play. We've done a big thing on just using a 54-degree wedge, getting really comfortable with it, instead of having a whole matrix of wedges that confuses the game. Well, I'm going to do exactly the same with my tips and drills. I'm going to focus on low point for a good long while with my irons, making sure that I'm using that tip drill, which was one of the most effective that I have used personally for my irons. I'm also going to concentrate on that wrist hinge, which again has been really good in getting me into a really good set position in the backswing, turning. Again, it's a drill that has really worked for me. But what I'm going to do is make sure I get those two elements really into my own game, ingrained into my swing, until I'm in a comfortable position to move on and then look into another tip and drill. Because what happens, and you know, we're all guilty of it, as I joked earlier on, this channel also has a sister channel, Testing the Tips, where I effectively try tips from other golf YouTubers. If you've not seen that, then go and check it out. And I post a video every week with a different drill every Friday evening. And like I said, it's overwhelming, it's a lot. Danny Maud, every Saturday morning, there's another tip and drill to follow. Our danger is we watch that one and think, oh, that's a great idea. This afternoon at the range or out on the golf course, I'll give that a try as well. And we end up in this vicious circle of just trying something new and something new. And like I said, the downside is when we do come across something good, we forget about it too soon and we move on. Now that's my thought process. It mightn't be yours, but give it a go and see if it works for you. Give me your feedback down below. And let's see if I've learned anything at least from my previous shots. We've managed to straighten it up a tad. Will we hold on to the green? Yes, we did. So that's me done. And another sort of, just my own thought process, I suppose, in moving into 2025. We've got this period now from January through to the start of the season, which is, in my head at least, always Augusta in April time. And I'll spend a lot of time at the driving range trying to practice and be ready for the new season, and I'm sure many of you will do the same. So between now and then, we'll be doing a lot of videos on this channel that concentrate on not tips and drills, not tuition obviously, but getting our bag set up in a way that can make us play the game a little bit easier, make it more enjoyable, and focusing on the sort of strengths and weaknesses of our own games and getting a club or a bag set up rather that matches up to our expectations and our ability. So make sure you tune in, make sure you're a subscriber for this year, and hopefully we can get better together, lower that handicap, but maybe more importantly, just enjoy the game a little bit more than we did in previous years. Right, as ever, thanks for watching. Give me your feedback down below. I'd really like to know what your thoughts are on this one, on golf tips from YouTube, and I will catch you all very soon.